In this video today, we're going to be covering the OCP indicator. It is a price action trader's dream. What it is it's a indicator that we created on TradingView. And so you're going to see, every week there's new indicators popping up. There's new strategies, different platforms. And it's really hard to kind of just, focus on one specific thing. If you're a price action trader, this is what I want to talk to you today, because price action traders, this is something that you're definitely going to want to check out. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight how to use, first of all, how to find this yourself. And second of all, how you could grab an indicator like we have here. And so it's going to highlight this above the candle, and then it'll be, if it's a sell, it'll be below. So I'm going to show you that. And I'm going to show you this indicator down here as well. But if you are interested in this, there is going to be, at any point, there's going to be a link in the description. You're going to want to check it out. That is how you can get access to this thing. So first of all, what are we trading here? So I'm gonna direct your attention to this image right here. And so this is the exact. So I'm going to draw this little box right there. This is the exact candle pattern that we want to be focusing on. So what it is the candle with a big tail. So that is the first thing that we want to see. We want to see a big, essentially a wick, or a big wick. And again, these are going to come on all shapes and sizes. So they're not going to look exactly like this. This is one right here. This is exactly the one that you'll see right here. But this is one that you'll mainly notice that'll pop up. It'll look exactly like that. So what you want to do is, when you see this candle pattern, on a surge down, so you can either find on a surge down or a trending. And so you can actually find this if the chart is trending and you see one of these, you see the two candles, you can actually trade that on a break. Or if you see it surge down and then we see it, the two candles right here, you can actually trade that. So that's actually what happened here. This is a big surge down. This is a big red candle. And so this was on the SPY. And this is on the 30-minute chart. So we noticed this big, strong candle, the down candle. This is actually in the evening time. And then when it opened the next morning, we saw this sideways action, right? This went sideways, And in fact, we got those two candles to appear. So this is the two candles that you want to see. You want to see that big wick at the top, and then a very small body. And then you're going to see the next one have a body inside of that as well. And then you'll see a wick, something like this, you'll notice. And then what you're going to do, obviously, is you're going to want to wait for the next candle to appear. Okay, so let's actually go to the next candle. And what you'll notice is that sometimes it'll go down, sometimes it'll go sideways. What we want to do is we want to wait for the price to break this area, the very top of the first identified candle. So once price breaks above that, this is where we take a buy position. Okay, and then so another thing that we want to see also is down here. This is our own custom indicator for volume, which is also, you'll be able to grab that as well when you get access to this. But this is our volume histogram. So essentially what that does is, whenever you see this go up, that means volume is going up for the upside. And when this is starting to go down, you're starting to see volume go down for the upside. It's just like a regular old histogram, but it's really neat. It's nicely, laid out, and I think it's really helpful. And so you want to start to see this climb, and then you want to see this break out. So once you get those two elements, we need to have some volume in our direction. And so once you see that happen, so let's go ahead and play this out. So there is our entry right here. So at this line right here at 579, that is going to be the entry, the buy entry. And so now, very simply, this is a very simple concept, but you just place so if you're doing shares right here, say you're doing Forex, or even if it's just an options, you would set an alert at this very first candle. So that is where your stop would be. And then what you'll do is you'll wait three to five candles. You can wait until 5 or more, especially if it's continuing to the upside on the closes. If they're continuing to be green on the close, you can actually continue to hold these. And I like to hold them sometimes a little bit too long. But essentially, this is it right here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can even got out right here at the close. Right there at the close, and that would have been a really, really quick, really nice trade. That's about a 1-to-1. Sometimes there'll be a lot of the times what you'll see, they'll end up being like a 2-to-1, sometimes even more than that, just because this candle right here is often a strong, almost like this one. Now there was a lot of stuff happening on the S&P 500. Especially on this big red candle. That's just not a typical move anyways. But a lot of times you'll see this candle like just break out, and it just be just like a dominant. So you're right off the bat, your very first candle, you're already in the money, because it's really important that this level is broken right here. So this is the magic element. That is why it is so important to enter at this position, because this is the candle that the buyers and the sellers, this is where it switched. This is where something switched, where the sellers continue to think that they were in control and the buyer said, and then the second candle confirms that. It confirms that because it still looks like it still looks like like the sellers are in control, but they're not. They're actually not. They tried, and then very next candle right here, they tried to continue, but it eventually came back up. And sometimes the sellers do catch this, and they continue to draw this downside, which is why the second element, or actually this is basically the first element, is you have to break this first candle right here. And so there's a lot of eyeballs at this level, and so that is why this is so important to wait. And so again, you have to identify that first candle. Once the buyers start to get in control, and they start to get in control right here, in this area, and that's where we highlighted this. And you see how nice that is, a nice little blue line, little arrow. And what's great about something like this, and let me get off of the replay, and so I can actually show you right here, is that we have an alert system. And so at that level, you can actually just have a buy breakout. And so it could be a buy or it could be a sell breakout. And then that way you'll just get notified immediately when there is a breakout of the trade. So pretty cool price action trader's dream. I think it's a really good system. Again, you'll be able to grab this once you get access to the OCP. Go ahead. Again, there's going to be a link in the description below. Check that out. But I just want to do this quick video just to kind of show you guys, how a simple concept, a simple price action pattern can be traded with an indicator. And again, our indicator works the same way on the sell side. And so you'll see the exact same thing on the sell side. So let's just go and review this real quick, then we'll get out of here. And so here is a sell example. So here is the, and again, this is, they come in different shapes and forms and stuff like that, but the candle was still bigger than the first body right here. And so as soon as it broke this level, so there's 1, 2, 3, and we can wait. We continue to wait, especially if they're red. And in fact, this was a really big gap down. And what I liked about this also is that we saw a lot of selling pressure. And so this could have been a really good place to sell. And again, they don't always work. So check this one out. This was the next day. This was the next morning. This was a hard one to even just be interested in, just because we just flipped, and this was a big gap up. And it was just, there wasn't a lot of previous stuff happening before this. Yes, it did come up on this day. This was on a Monday. But it happens. And what's interesting about what I always find interesting is that, when we do get that trigger, and, this was from all the way over here. And so when we do get that trigger, sometimes it does something like this. So that there is eyeballs at this level, sellers, buyers. Sometimes you'll just, this is a very, interesting spot to both buyers and sellers. and sometimes this will happen where it just come right back down. Something like this, we teach our members how to trade this exactly in our in our members area. And so if you're curious about this, again, remember, go ahead and click on the link below. We'll show you a little bit more about how this works, some more examples, things like that. And I think you would enjoy this. All right, guys, that's it for me, and take care, and I'll see you in the next video.